Welcome, everybody. It is Amy and Mary here with Amps for Women, conversations around women's health and wellness. So, if you are joining us for the first time, we've done a few episodes now. We did an intro to the video podcast that we're doing, and then some intros on ourselves. And we did one episode on weight loss injection. So today we really just wanted to kind of catch up and have a conversation about what's going on in our lives and what we're into right now and what's coming up. So, hey, Mary,
Hey, Amy. I've
how's
got
it
my
going?
tea for our conversation going really well. Yeah, how are
Always
you? Both of our
got
beverage.
got my water. I'm good. I'm good. I am prepping to be out of town. We are finally going on our honeymoon.
Yay.
So we got married almost, what's today? Today's May 24th. We got married almost 7 months ago. My husband's a teacher, so we were waiting till the end of the school year to go on our honeymoon. The last day was yesterday, actually. He went this morning to kind of wrap up, do admin stuff, and now he's home for the summer. So we are leaving in 6 days to go on a
Woohoo.
10-day excursion to Dominican Republic. So I'm super excited about that because I'm way overdue for a vacation.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've definitely earned it. I know personally that Amy's doing a lot of a lot of work on a daily basis, weekly basis.
We're
That's
both
so
doing a lot. Yeah.
it's gonna be, I feel like, really restorative for you. I hope it is. Come back refreshed. And
Yeah.
also like a time you guys to connect without any stresses or distractions.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to just like close up the laptop and go. Like I'm not bringing any. I told all of my clients I am completely MIA for about 10 or 11 days.
Good.
So if you try to get in touch with me, I'm not going to respond. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm ready to just chill out and veg out and relax and not have a care in the world for a few days.
Good. I'm happy for you. Yes, a very European away message. Don't contact me for 3 months.
Right.
You know. Oh,
Not
that's real.
talking. So what's up with you?
Sorry, I thought you said something, but I couldn't hear you. That was why at first. What's up with me? Well, yeah, school is out. I've got a little one in school, so we're trying to figure out um what our summer schedule looks like. So my husband and young daughter sat down and mapped out all the things that we need for a healthy day in the summer. So that included things like uh, being outside at some point, some physical activity, got to play a game. That could be either sport, like a card game or a board game. She's got to draw a little bit every day. Of course, read a little bit every day, has to practice her Spanish, things like that. And we're going to focus on some cooking this year. I've cooked a couple of dishes this week, and I'm not the usual chef in my house,
No,
but
we talked about that a long time ago. So are you just now are you just now getting into experimenting and trying it out?
I'm becoming more confident. So like I make eggs a lot. I started doing that during COVID, and I'm like got really confident in that. Once in a while I'll like get the bug and want to cook something and it doesn't normally turn out. And we do a lot of baking projects. Those are like most of the time a big fail, but a lot of fun. But on Monday, okay, the oldest came home with these purple sweet potatoes because she watched the Blue Zones on Netflix. If you guys check out Netflix, the Blue Zones is a great series. Okay, but she was like, we need purple sweet potatoes. So she brought those home, and mashed potato Mondays is like a thing in our house. I was like, let's mash these, get some purple sweet potatoes. They're gorgeous and delicious. Like, oh my gosh, they're this beautiful indigo color when you mash them.
But
We
did
just
you
did
put something did you put like butter or anything in them, or are they just what do they taste like on their own?
they're a little earthier, but they're a little sweeter too. So yeah, I just did a little bit of milk, a little bit of butter, and salt and pepper. That was it. And then I made ribeyes. Yes, I said ribeyes. I can't believe I made them, and they were so good. And I used some rosemary and thyme, 2 to 1. respectively, from my new herb garden that I got for Mother's Day. They were so good. I think my husband felt a little threatened because he's normally the chef. And then the next day, my youngest and I made, hope I get this right, bucatini la matriciana. I think that's right.
That sounds very Italian.
Was. I'm not. But she and I literally made it together. She like had the list when we went shopping. It was from this meal kit that she gets. And it was a very involved recipe, but she and I were at the stove together cooking. So like I love that too. It's quality time, you know? Um, and it was so good. Mitch went back for seconds. It was awesome. So I think we're gonna do more cooking because she's also really into chemistry. And I like, you know, we talk about how cooking is chemistry. And again, it's like checking the box of family time. Plus, she gets to try new foods. Check, check, check. So we'll do a lot of that this summer. And then besides that, I am moving my business to a new gym. So I'll be working with my clients in a new space coming up, and that's really exciting. So
Yeah, that is super exciting. Change is always good.
yes, I'm like a really big fan of change. My husband was like, you know, there's always that beginning where you're like you're not very good and you're insecure and you're unsure. And I was like, you're right. There is always that, but I've come to like really
Growth.
crave that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's really necessary for growth. And it's funny because you only really learn it by doing it. So you
Yeah.
only ever get better at change by experiencing it. And that's, I mean, with COVID, I feel like I was thrown into a constant state of change for over 4 years. So, or I guess about 4 years now. And it was really uncomfortable, debilitatingly uncomfortable in the beginning. I mean, there were days where I was laying on my couch just staring at the ceiling because I was so paralyzed by fear and anxiety about what I was supposed to do that I just didn't have the energy to do anything, to look at anything, to read anything, to listen to anything. So that was a really tough time, but it gets easier the more that you do it. I am no longer debilitated by it. I can say that confidently.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. When I first started in this industry, it was like same thing. If I wasn't working or with a client, I was holding onto the couch because like I was paralyzed with stress and discomfort
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was awful, but you survive it just like anything else and you rise like a phoenix. I mean, you really do. You come stronger on the other end and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, look at what's back there." And I thought that that was so daunting ahead of me at one point in time.
Yeah, you find your support.
You
Well,
do.
that all sounds great what you are doing for the summer. So it's like you have your like little at home mini summer camp thing going on just for your daughter. So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't, I would go crazy. That was routine during COVID. That's what kept us going. I had a routine every day. And yeah, that
Yeah,
kept me out of the dark, you know? So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you're finally starting to branch into the cooking sphere.
Thanks. Yeah, you lots.
While you're doing super fun recipes, I'm doing like plain old Jane stuff over here. I haven't done anything fancy in a while, but I've been trying to wrap up work and get ready to go out of town. So I'm like super simple, super easy. Throw some meat on the grill, put some vegetables in the oven, cook some rice, and like that's what we've been eating. So a variety of chicken and pork
Yeah.
roast and rice and quinoa and whatever veggies I grab at the store. That's what we've been munching on the past couple of weeks.
Great. It makes you feel good. And actually, it's like you said, an easy formula. I
Mm-hmm.
need my grain, I need my veggies, I need my protein. There you
Yeah.
go.
So
Yeah.
it's not too complex. So it makes
Yeah.
it easy in times. And then when you have a little bit more time, you're like, oh, let's try this little fancy recipe that
Bucatini alla matriciana.
I don't even know if I could say that, and am Italian. So,
Yeah.
what else is going on? How are you feeling in general? I know you have some changes coming up. So, how are you kind of mentally and physically, emotionally handling that? How have things been going?
Uh, that's a great question. So when I guess at this point in my life, like I said, I kind of crave change. I kind of crave that discomfort because I know now there's like, a pot of gold on the other side of that discomfort. So I just try to maintain my baseline normal with my routines. Because it's like really easy for me to be like, I've got too much going on. I'm going to give myself grace by just throwing my routines out the window, but that's not very gracious of me in reality. So, um, my morning routine is everything and my nighttime routine is everything. And if I have those two, then I feel like I have, I hate the word control, but I have a sense of regulation and, like I'm steering my boat. And, so that helps me a lot. I know that I would feel a lot worse if I didn't do that. I mean, I'm already letting some things go by the wayside. Like I was so pooped last night. I fell asleep without taking my mascara off, and I always feel like junk next day when I do that. Um,
I
so
can't stand that either. Like when we were in our early 20s, used to go to sleep, like go to the
oh,
club and go home and sleep in our makeup. And now I'm like, there's no way I could not lay down on the pillow. Like, I don't want to get makeup on my pillow. What am I doing?
yes, on my nice satin
So
pillowcase.
gross. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, because we used to be we fall asleep on the couch every night, and I barely sit on my couch now because I'm always busy. But yeah, so I just try to maintain my routines, and then that ensures that like I'm taken care of. And then when I'm taken care of, I know that I can be like a better mom to my family. So then I can uh take care of my family. So like if my
Yeah.
sleep is good, then I have enough energy and enough emotional regulation. I can make sure that my family is eating well and getting love and support, and they're not watching the TV too much. If I don't have those routines, then neither does the rest of the family.
Yeah. Well, and we're creatures of habit. And
Yeah.
it's, even though we don't like to admit it sometimes, we really love our routine because
Oh,
it helps keep things in place. So some people do really well kind of flying by the seat of their pants. Is that the expression?
yeah.
Some, some people do really well like that, but in general, most people need a routine in some form. And I mean, I know when I'm not in my routine, I feel it. I feel it everywhere. I feel it in my body. I feel it mentally, and it doesn't help anything. So I'm the same. I've got a morning routine. I get up, I do my movement, eat my breakfast, and then I start the day. And so if I don't get up and do my morning exercise, whatever that looks like, it throws me off. And like,
Yeah.
how do I then get into my work day, or whatever's going on? So yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. I totally understand. It's like something's missing. I didn't hit all my points. I don't know how to proceed. And it's interesting that you were like, some people do very well with spontaneity, but do they? Like my
Yes and
husband
no.
spontaneous, and that was one of the reasons I fell in love with him. And then it got old eventually. I still love his spontaneity and it balances me. But what I have found is that it wasn't sustainable for him either. And my rigidity and routine was good for him. And I also truly believe that if you do have a baseline normal, if you do have a routine, it is easier and safer to be spontaneous when appropriate. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like you can find the most spontaneity. So,
Yeah,
well,
finding ways to build in that flexibility.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're going on your vacation. I know that you've been doing a lot with your business lately, networking. Um, Tell me how you've been feeling. How's your stress level? Tell me about Amy emotionally.
Oh, I don't know if we want to dig into that too much, but
Yeah.
it's funny because I went to an event last night that I felt was really genuine. It was a group of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs in the area, and just really genuine conversations and sincere people. And I really appreciate that a lot more. I was networking a lot before COVID and getting out, meeting people, just being in the space that I was in at the time. I wanted to meet new people, and I ended up doing a lot, and it was great. During COVID, things changed, obviously, right? So I had to take some steps back, and I just got burnt out eventually. So I kind of paused on the networking stuff. Now I'm getting back into it, and I've been doing a lot over the past few months, and it feels really good. And I've been able to meet new people and reconnect with people that I haven't seen in a while. But in this phase of it, I think I am more honed in on what I'm trying to get out of it. And I appreciate people who are being genuine and sincere much more. And I think you can see that. People recognize that, and they recognize when it's not so sincere.
Yeah.
And so I am being a lot more strategic about how and where I choose to spend my time and with who, or I'm trying to at least. Sometimes I don't really know until I get there, but that's been really important to me is finding a genuine group of people to spend my time with. And so last night at this event, somebody brought up a question to the panel about kind of the highs and lows of entrepreneurship or solopreneur being out on your own in general, and how do you get through those highs and lows. And she mentioned she had some lows a few weeks ago, and I was in the same boat a few weeks ago, and I started wondering, do we all have the highs and lows at the same time? Like, do we all kind of go through the same patterns? But some weeks it's just rough. It's tough to be on your own essentially, or have your entire fate in your hands, right? And then on the flip side, it's really great to have your entire fate in your hands because nobody else is holding on to that. So yeah, it's it's a little bit of give and take. It's up and down, um but it's going well, and I feel good about it. And really, so I'm closer to my vacation now, right? So when I got below that 3 week mark, I think I was like, okay, yes, I have something coming up to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost here, because we've been counting it down for 7 months since the wedding. And don't ever go that long without a break. I'm never going to do it again. I keep talking about this because at one point I was so annoyingly angry about needing a vacation. Like, I was just mad about everything all the time. And my friends were going out of town, and I was like, how dare you go out of town again? And I still haven't had a vacation. So yeah, I'm just ready for that. But
That's that's
to
awesome.
to
You
sum
talk,
it up, it's going well.
yeah, no. So, and I can tell that you're like feeling good too. But
Yeah.
it was, you were a couple weeks ago when you were talking about that, you're like, I'm just pissed. I need to go on vacation. I was like, I feel it. But it's so funny because yeah, I didn't know that. I like that you prioritize vacations and you understand their value, because I didn't know the value of a vacation until I was like 35. So I just thought I was supposed to grind all year, all the time, forever and ever. And then we started going on vacations, and I was like, oh, this is definitely a valuable investment. Like, it's so restorative, and they create core memories too. So I'm really happy for you. You definitely deserve to go on this. And it's a honeymoon. I'm happy for you guys.
I'm really happy for me too.
Yeah. Go
um
topless on the beach, do all the stuff.
I so before COVID, I think I went places and did stuff. I don't know how regularly I did that, but the funny thing was, during COVID, or I guess when we kind of started traveling a bit toward the end of 2020, I think between 2020 and 20 end of 2020, early 2022, I probably did more traveling than I had done in the previous 10 years. And I did so many things, and I had the opportunity because also I was not tied down to a corporate job. So I had the ability and flexibility to go and do things. So I ended up doing a lot of traveling during that time. And so that has slowed down over the past couple of years as I have been planning a wedding and also coordinating things with my husband as well. As far as taking trips, right? It's not just me anymore. It's him and I. So yeah, I now have in the past year have done two very short trips and I'm looking for a bigger trip.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it more. I appreciate and understand the need for something. And I told my husband after, because we were paying for the wedding and then paying for this. So I said, after this is behind us, every 3 months, 4 months max, we need to have something on the books, even if it's just a night or two away somewhere close
Yeah.
by, just something on the books because I cannot go this long without knowing I can get away for a mental break.
Yeah, I totally feel that. I think it's so important. And like those 1 or 2 nights away can be so exciting sometimes. Like especially in the middle of the year or, just when you have long stretches of a season between big holidays. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important,
Mm-hmm.
being a mom now with, a young one. I even see how, yeah, those small events can be really, really exciting. They do a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
Well,
So what are where are you at in your health and fitness journey, or what are your goals? So we're going into a new season of summer.
yeah.
You are going to have a daughter at home. I'm going to have a husband at home because he's a teacher. So now he's home for the summer.
Sorry for you.
So it's just like having a kid at home, right?
Yeah.
So where are you at in your journey and what are your goals for the summer?
Oh, it's so great. Really, my priority first and foremost, having the wisdom that I have now, as I go into, not changing jobs, but like kind of changing jobs at the same time because I'm changing locations where I do my business. So that will be a transition. And then, like you said, with summer, we don't have the accountability of a school schedule. Um, my priority is going to be maintaining my sleep hygiene uh, because last summer was very rough and I don't want to go through that again. And like I said, I'm just, I'm wiser now. You live and you learn. So that's going to be focus number one. When I feel hopefully in the first week or two that I can establish that routine, regardless of all of the external changes, um, then I feel like all of my other stuff naturally kind of falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I've just in this last week, because, the last week of school, there's all these things. So already my sleep is not the same. My schedule is not the same. And what did I notice first thing this week? My protein consumption was down. And so what does that look like for me in a day? If my protein consumption, and then also my sleep was disrupted. So my protein consumption is down, my sleep is disrupted. Um, I noticed that I eat fewer vegetables because I'm not structuring my meals as well. And like I said, my protein isn't providing as much uh, satiation and just not, I'm not getting what I need from that. And so I'm looking for other satisfaction. I've got some dysregulated hormones. And so I'm snacking a lot. And then also that's making my energy levels dive. That's giving me some brain fog. So just things don't seem to be as smooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all comes down to sleep for me. So that's what I'm focused on. And I'm hoping, you know, 1 to 2 weeks tops, I can establish that and everything else will fall into place.
Yeah, controlling the things you can control. That's
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yes. And I just want to say too, I'm at a phase in my life. My family is at an age where I can do that. Like I have a friend who has a 9-year old and a 10-month-old. She doesn't necessarily have that luxury right now. This is a season of her life where she's doing the best she can with her sleep, but it's not going to be like optimum, you know? But it's just a season of the life. It's temporary, and she is doing what she can when
Right.
she can. And so I think that's important too.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's not about, while sleep is really important if you are going through that time where it's just harder to be able to get that consistent sleep because you have a newborn, then obviously it's going to be challenging. But it's always about controlling what's within your control,
Yeah.
or utilizing what's within your control, so that you know it's okay, this is a phase and I'll get back to this at some point, but right now I can focus on these things. So
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be all of the things. Sometimes you turn your attention to one thing or the other and give yourself grace, and know
Yeah.
that the other thing will fall into place when it's the right time.
Yeah. Perfectly said. Yeah. What about you? What are your health goals right now, and where are you with those?
Um, I think I've got some mental health goals to go sit on the beach and relax.
Yeah.
So it's summer, right? So it's fun, and we have the vacations coming up. So that's good. We're also going to Chicago the first week in July to visit some friends. So we have a few trips planned. Might try to squeeze a third one in somewhere before school starts again. But I really just want to enjoy that and keep moving forward, while enjoying life at the same time, and enjoying summer, right? So trying not to um, harp on myself too much about little things. I have been working toward increasing my exercise capacity and losing some weight that I gained since the wedding. When I went through my recovery phase, I think I've talked about a few times, I was not in a good place after the wedding, and was my body was uncomfortable. I was in a lot of pain. And so I am back to exercising in some capacity, at least 5 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week, and trying to ramp up um, strength training as far as weight. So I've slowly been increasing. I started with 8 pound weights, um, 10 pound weights. Now I'm at 12 pound weights. So I've been kind of increasing my capacity for weight and load. Um, so just continuing that and continuing to move as long as it makes me feel good. And I finally now, the weight has started to come off, which is good. I've noticed just in the past week and a half, maybe, that my face isn't as swollen as it was. Like when I go back and look at pictures right after the wedding, like the wedding was fine. And then after the wedding, it was like I felt like a balloon, like I ballooned up. Like I've been so inflamed. And so I feel like that inflammation is finally going down. So I am just consistently, I've been feeling better for a while, but consistently feeling more, um, just feeling better about the progress. And that's important because it's a journey, right?
Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, I mean, here I am 7 months into that journey, and I have lost in that time period 5 pounds. But that's that's life, and that's why it's important to have other ways of tracking things and knowing what you're really trying to get out of it. I didn't want to just lose the weight. I needed to heal my body. And so I've
Yeah.
been going through that healing process, and I feel good. So I want to at least maintain this through the summer and fun times, and keep progressing, but I don't want to be stringent on myself. So that's really where I'm at with health and wellness.
That's awesome, Amy. Yeah, you lost 5 pounds, but they were like quality 5 pounds. And it wasn't even about losing the weight. Like you said, there were other things, you needed to heal your body. That was a loud statement. That was big. And I like that you talked about inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
We know that like inflammation is huge, and that can be the result of a lot of things. I mean, it really tells the story of our nutrition, but also, like we always talk about, sleep and stress and hydration and a number of things. So I think that's great. Yeah, you might have, well, first of all, I'm not even gonna like diminish the 5 pounds. Okay. I don't even want to like harp on the 5 pounds. It's not about the 5 pounds. You gained a
Yeah.
lot in all of that huge process, like increasing your weights up to 12 pounds. Hell yeah, girl. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm
You're
I'm
strong.
feeling it. I'm feeling it too in my arms,
Yeah.
especially.
But like, I feel it all over you too. Like, I can tell that you're feeling better than you were several months ago. And that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the inside out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a journey. So don't get discouraged if
Not gonna-
it doesn't happen right away, because sometimes your body is focused on other things, not the weight. That's that's why
That's
it shouldn't necessarily be your priority. It just depends on where you're at. Just depends on what's
yeah.
going on and where you're at in your journey, in your
And
life.
yeah. And also, like, remember that you might be getting so much more out of the process during that slow start where it, if you only lose a couple pounds, if like what you're after is, not saying that what you were after was weight loss specifically, but if one is after weight loss and they only lose a couple of pounds over the course of several months, also remember all of the other amazing things that you gained in that process, during that process, that now never has to leave you,
Mhm.
not one.
All right, what else? So let's close up with some fun stuff. So you talked about a show. What else are you watching or reading? What is anything fun?
I just finished up a book called The Push. So I try to have a recreational book in the evening and like my nonfiction, my reading for knowledge in the morning. I just finished this fun novel called The Push. It's about a devil child. It's like the second book I've read like that, but it was really good. Couldn't put it down. Always thinking about it. Highly recommend. And now I am reading Slaughterhouse-Five because I like to read classics too. And I don't remember reading that in school. And so I was like, maybe I should read it. Um,
I'm looking at myself like I have it or something.
uh, well, yeah, we do. I was like, do I want to read like the Iliad? Like, what do I want to read? So I'm reading Slaughterhouse-Five right now. It's I understand why Kurt Vonnegut is a classic. He writes pretty well. And I mean, like, that's easy to digest chunks. But let me talk about this show that I want to tell everybody about. I watched Baby Reindeer on Netflix. Did
Yes,
you?
yes, we watched it. We watched it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
That was, I think, the best thing I've ever seen. I was blown away. I am now obsessed with that guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I being Martha Scott by like stalking his Facebook or his like his
Oh my
Instagram?
God.
I was blown away. It's not what we think it's about. And it's so powerful, especially coming from a man's perspective, I think was really, really important. Um, Also, go watch the real breakdown on stage that he did. It's on YouTube, or I can send it to you.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Oh, yeah, send
I
it to
watched
me.
it 2 or 3 times. I was like glued to it. Okay, anyone watching this, go watch Baby Reindeer. Richard Gadd is a genius. I was blown away by this series. 7 episodes, 30 minutes long. It is triggering. It is very upsetting, but it is so important and brilliant. I have
And
goosebumps.
and he is, isn't he? He's the actual guy. Like the story's about him, right? So
He-
I didn't know that going into it, but the main character, so it's based on a true event, right? And the main character in the series, he actually wrote it. It's about his life. So he wrote it and then he's reliving it through acting it out in the series.
I want to ask him about what it was like to film some of those scenes. I can't
Right.
imagine. Okay, another thing, I don't want to give too much away to people that haven't watched it, but the woman that plays Martha Scott, the real person that she's based off of, I can't remember her name in real life. She's done a couple of interviews since she's recently. One was with Pierce Morgan, and she is all over the place and she incriminates herself, and it's like watching the character in the series. It's crazy.
Oh gosh, I haven't
I'll
seen
have,
that yet either.
But yeah, so highly recommend The Push as a read and Baby Reindeer as a watch. Okay,
Okay.
you go. Watch and read.
The Push. Okay. I'll have to look up that too. It sounded like when you said Devil Child, it sounded like another cult, like a cult related thing, like similar, like, oh, of course Mary would be into this because it's
Well,
like,
the kind of is called cultish, so I am going to read a cult book next. All right, that's so funny. It totally sounds like a cult. Okay, what about you?
so I am reading I am reading Harry Potter right now. I'm reading the first. I've never read any of them. I am reading the first book. I'm almost done. No, I'm more than halfway done the first book right now. The reason I am reading this is because my husband and I have we have a oh gosh, what do you call it? A holiday, our little holiday thing where we on Christmas or Christmas Eve we watch Christmas movies and we go back and forth picking. And I don't know how this came up, but I said, why don't we for 2024, instead of doing Christmas movies, why don't we read all the Harry Potter books and then watch all the movies on Christmas Eve? So we'll do, and I guess we probably won't finish it one day, but we'll do a
You know,
Harry Potter marathon for Christmas. So I haven't really thought about it until a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, maybe I should start reading the book. So I'm in the middle of the first book right now, and yeah, and that's my fun book. So I have been, don't say anything. I have been, I have been, what am I trying to say? Oh, I've been doing a lot of personal development and studious reading, right, this entire year. So I am back to, I need to incorporate a fun read every other book. I try to
good.
cycle it. So that is my fun read right now. And then I'm also starting a book called Present Over Perfect by, what is her name? Shauna Nyquist. Um, I haven't really gotten into it yet, so I can't tell you what it's about, but about being present over perfect. But I just started that one. So those are my two reads at the moment.
Love that.
And watching, what am I watching? I am watching The Bear right
Ah,
now because my husband already watched it and season 3 comes out in June. So he said, well, we need to watch it together. So I am watching it now so that we can watch the next season when it comes out together. And we are going to Chicago in July. And I said, the first day we get there, why don't we go hit up this place that it's based off of? And yeah, go do that and eat there. So we're
what
gonna go do that too. So I don't know if it's based off of it or they got the idea from a place called Mr. Beef. I think it's called Mr. Beef on Orleans in Chicago, right next to Green Door Tavern, which is all part of the storyline in The Bear. So this place is open and they have really rave reviews, and all of the recent reviews talk about I visited because of the series and it was better than I imagined, and so we're gonna go check it out.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I
Yeah,
can't watch it. We tried to watch it, but like, restaurants, we can't, I can't do it anymore. But
yeah.
that's cool. But I know what you're talking about in Chicago. So that's going to be awesome, especially Green Door Tavern. That's going to be cool. Um, I'm so excited that you're reading Harry Potter. All right. I just want to let everybody know it's not like I'm like this longtime Harry Potter person. I watched all of the movies only recently. I read the first book twice when my daughter was born. I had no interest before that, but like I was just bored. She was an infant. So I read the first one. I was like, this is a fun book. I get what people like it. Watched the movies this year with her, and I am obsessed. Now I get it. And I'll have to tell you something really funny regarding that off camera. But anyway,
Off
I'm so
camera.
Harry Potter watch parties. And I'll be yes. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
I've never read Harry Potter. to this point in my life. This is the first time ever in life that I'm reading it. I did do a binge of what's the other series? Twilight. I did a Twilight binge in like 2019. And after that, I was like, I should probably read Harry Potter, and I still never did. So I am now, for all you Harry Potter fans, I am in the middle of the first book. I have no idea actually what happens in any part of the series, so don't tell me anything. I promise you, by the end of the year, I will be all caught up.
Yes. Twilight, I have a place in my heart for Twilight. Those books got me through a bad breakup. So fun. I was totally team Jacob at the time. I don't know. I'm team Bella now. I'm just going to say I'm team Bella.
Wait, what is it? It was Jacob and
Edward?
Edward. Jacob was the werewolf, right?
Yeah, he had like the
Okay, yeah, I was
yeah.
team Jacob. Yeah, for sure. Team Jacob. Yeah.
But I liked the sophistication and the culture of Edward. So just together, they were the perfect supernatural being.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
But anyway. Well,
Okay, cool. Anything else? Any final thoughts or reflections? I guess I am going to be going on my honeymoon next week, so it's probably going to be at least 3 weeks before we jump back on.
I just say how much I'm enjoying this, and I think that this is actually really useful and helpful. And again, I think what I always want to leave everybody with whenever they're watching this is you are enough, you are worthy. Keep going. Just believe, know that you're awesome no matter what you look like, no matter how much you're accomplishing. Your best is going to be different every day. Maybe your best today is climbing Mount Everest. Maybe your best tomorrow is just breathing in and out. Be proud of yourself either way.
Ditto. And it's summertime,
Yeah.
but you can always use this as a new reset if you need to, or a time to evaluate your goals and learn new sustainable ways to achieve the health that you want while enjoying life at the same time. So I guess I would challenge everybody to find some way to connect health and enjoyable life activities during the summer. So go out and make that happen.
Yeah. Find joy. Health is not about how you look. Looking good can make you feel good, but make sure you're doing the right things. Make sure you're feeling good if you look good.
Be happy.
Be happy, find joy, be present, be grateful.
Yes, absolutely. All right. We will see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.